Well, behind Steve Patrickson and behind Robin Appleyard, Alex Bedford is having a very good ride indeed. Number 2, Alex Bedford in 3rd place on the Rotax EMC, one of his last rides on the EMC because next year he moves to a Honda. There is Robin Appleyard, and we are now waiting for Bedford, and Bedford is close. Bedford is right there in the wheel tracks of Appleyard, and back markers as well are making things very difficult indeed. Bedford goes one side, Appleyard goes the other. Alex Bedford going round the outside at Druids, almost up to 2nd place. There's Alex Bedford. He's right with Robin Appleyard. This the 2nd and 3rd, or rather these the 2nd and 3rd place men. Just look at Alex Bedford close along Cooper Straight. Race leader Patrickson, and now Bedford goes through. Alex Bedford having a superb ride on the Rotax. Now this, I was speaking to Rob Orme earlier on, it does not handle. Rob Orme said the back end wanders all over the place. Let's have a look for ourselves. It certainly appears to be looking good here, Steve Parrish.
Yeah, it's looking perfect to me at the moment. It's also been used in Grand Prix. It's very, very fast, if nothing else. It doesn't matter if it doesn't handle the way the thing's powering down the straight, but he's having a terrific ride. Alex also a very a wealth of background in Grand Prix racing. He's been racing for many, many years in the GPs on the Joe Ehrlich EMC. So there we have Robin Appleyard. He's still hammering in there.
Could there be an upset? Just look how close Alex Bedford is now to Steve Patrickson. Bedford is really on the boil and going well. That little Rotax whizzing along 12,000 revs. Feathering the clutch out of there, really powering it on. There's the race leader, Patrickson, but Bedford is with him. He's got company. Alex Bedford, the Dr. Joe Ehrlich, the elderly professor, the man who tuned EMC Ehrlich motorcycles over so many years, had World Championship success in the past. The names escape me, but certainly EMC featured prominently in World Championship events in years gone by. Alex Bedford has striven vainly this year to do something in the Grand Prix on the bike, but has failed and has elected to go to Honda. But certainly it's going well today. It looks to be going fast indeed. It looks to be controllable. And the gap now down to 4 machine lengths between 2nd place man in the championship, but race leader Steve Patrickson, number 8. And Alex Bedford has 17 points. He is in joint 5th in the competition so far, and he's alongside, neck and neck. Alex Bedford is going past Steve Patrickson. Yet another tremendous 125cc race. The man from Burton-on-Trent is leading. We are now well over half distance. Alex Bedford leads Steve Patrickson. Rob Orme, if he was getting the message, or if he's getting the message from his pit crew as to what's going on, will now know that Patrickson has dropped a point and is 1 place nearer him in the championship table. But the gap's still a very, very daunting prospect.
Well, Alex Bedford's machine is definitely the fastest bike on the track. It's got tremendous power down the straights. We remember Steve Patrickson's Honda last 2 weeks ago at Mallory Park was looking a little slow. Well, it certainly looks slow compared to the EMC here today, as he powered past him. He didn't even bother to get in the slipstream. He just rode straight around the outside. If it doesn't handle, then he's doing a good job of riding a bike that doesn't handle, from what I can see.
I'm just casting my mind back to an incident last season when Alex Bedford took a win in the 125cc British Championship and stood on the seat in jubilation and was probably disqualified for so doing. I just wonder, will we see a repeat performance of that today if Alex Bedford carries this little EMC to the flag? And he certainly is looking very polished indeed. And it's a long time since I've seen Alex Bedford going this well. In fact, he really stunned the established GP stars in 1988 with a brilliant 2nd qualifying in the British Grand Prix at Donington. He has the ability, he has the speed, and he has the talent. All he needs is the machinery. He does get a little bit frustrated from time to time when things don't go his way. And when he's not racing motorbikes, he sells pensions. Now there's food for thought. A tail ender. Alex Bedford up towards Druids, scything his way through the back markers. Number 16, Frank Duffy. He's on his way now. Alex Bedford is leaving Steve Patrickson in his wheel tracks. That is the gap now. There's Patrickson. They have a back marker between them. Bedford up again to McLaren for yet another time. Clearways. Patrickson is now past the tail ender. There he is, but he's doing all he has to do. He's on his way. He will get 9 points. That will move him on to 45 points. Rob Orme is not in a position at the moment to do anything about retaining his championship lead. Well, Steve, it looks now as though Rob Orme really has no answer for Patrickson.
Yes, it's certainly looking that way, and Rob Orme's going to be very disappointed by this. I'm surprised that he's not charging through quicker. He's a long, long way behind now, so I don't think that Rob Orme has... There he is now, coming into our picture. No, it's not. That's Ian Newton. So he's a long way back. So unfortunately, Rob Orme, he either has a problem or he's decided that second place in the championship is for him, because there's nothing he can do about it at the moment. There certainly isn't anything he can do about this man. Alex Bedford, he is charging. You'll see him come out of clearways here and power past the back marker with a tremendous amount of differential. That back marker is Dave Marston on another Honda. Straight through the middle. Those riders will think they're going fast till Alex Bedford passes them with 5 miles an hour in hand. They'll be back to their engine tuners, I'm sure.
Number 15, Martin Cox, was the latest Honda to fall under the Rotax hammer. But Alex Bedford nicely turned out from Burton-on-Trent. 10 years experience, this man. Race leader Steve Patrickson still there. The next man is a tail ender. There is Robin Appleyard, number 3. Tail ender number 16. Ian Newton, number 9, comes through in 4th place. Another tail ender waiting for Rob Orme, having a very lonely ride further down the field. Rob Orme, he must be feeling utterly dejected and thoroughly disappointed as he watches his championship hopes evaporate with a very, very quick Steve Patrickson in 2nd place, albeit 2nd place, because this man, Alex Bedford, has demonstrated beyond all doubt here today at Brands Hatch that he is the quickest 125 man round here. 2nd place in timed practice. Pole position went to Patrickson, who shattered his own record. We've not had the stopwatch running here, but it's almost certain that Alex Bedford has nailed the record once, if not twice.
Yes, and that'll please Dr. Joe Ehrlich, who is the owner of this machine. He'll be very happy with that result. It's great to get some results towards the end of the year. It helps you through the winter months of more and more development. And he's doing a terrific job here today. It looks very, very fast. See the little light machine bucking and weaving over the bumps, but young Alex just hangs in there. He's having a good look behind. He's got time to look behind. There's no one there with him, so he can just cool the pace. I'm sure he'll be having signals that he's got about a 6-second lead, but it's always nice to have a look yourself.
The disc valve Rotax, the only Rotax powered machine in the race, and it's taking the win here. All the Hondas are reed valve. That is the way by which the engine breathes its mixture from the carburetor. This, the disc valve Rotax, which is having a superb display. A long, long way now behind him, number 8, Steve Patrickson, with the championship prospects firmly in his grasp. He will not be risking anything now with just 1 lap, 1.2 miles of the Brands Hatch short circuit, the Indy circuit as it's known, to do. Alex Bedford up among the tail enders. Number 51 there, Simon van der Plank ahead of him. Bedford looking steady, scything his way through. Number 35 will be the next to go. That's Mark Taylor on another Honda from Oxford. Alex Bedford demonstrating to everyone here at Brands that not only can the Rotax engine go quickly, the EMC, the Dr. Joe Ehrlich machine, capable of taking a national and maybe even an international win. Reliability has been a problem, but no problem today. The checkered flag is out. Bedford gets the win. I don't think we'll see him standing on the seat. Here's Patrickson clenching. He is absolutely jubilant. Standing on the bike, but not the seat.
But it's Steve Patrickson on top of the championship table, the 125 title, making him a double champion in the Shell Oils Super Cup series. Rugby League, Yorkshire and Lancashire Cups today. In the Lancashire Cup there, well, a day of very high scoring. Story to pick out there, Salford crushing Rochdale Hornets 52-12. Ian Bragger scoring 4 tries. And in the Yorkshire Cup, well, the cup holders Leeds, they've gone out in today's first round. David Hobbs kicked 3 goals in Bradford Northern's 15-8 victory. Quick bit of golf news. Eduardo Romero, he's won the Longcom Trophy from the Ryder Cup players Bernard Langer and Jose Maria Olazabal. Final round 65s for both of them, and that's pretty good form to take to the Belfry. And we're now in Ryder Cup week. We're going to reinforce that fact with a look back over 7 decades of the match. Tuesday night, BBC One at 10:50, the programme also forming the basis of a newly released BBC video. Then from Friday onwards, well, sport on BBC television really means little more than the Ryder Cup. Will it be the United States? Will it be Europe? Find out with us this weekend.